everyone, welcome to Real Talk with Dr. Reshma. I am your host, Dr. Reshma, the Catalyst Coach. I coach and train students and professionals towards accelerated growth. I am on a mission to catalyze the lives of 1 million people through my personal development acceleration program. To know more about the program and access the contents, please download the Catalyst app. The details are given below in the description. Today, we are going to talk about emotional leadership. Emotional leadership, also referred as emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, is the ability of people to realize their emotions and the emotions of others, differentiate them, and manage depending on the situation or environment. Every business, every time a leader needs to be successful and lead a company successfully. And emotional leadership will help us understand what leadership should look like. And who we do we have today? We have Rajesh Kumar with us. Welcome, Rajesh, to our show.
Thank you. Thank you,
Rajesh
Reshma.
is a business and leadership coach, a co founder of March 4th, People Craft. He has an experience of 3 decades in multi domains with Apollo Tires, Aisha, Escorts, Raymond, Action Shoes Group. He has successfully led profitable growth models for building brands and businesses in Indian and international markets as global director and vice president, president, and CEO in these organizations. He is presently ventured out a business and as business and leadership coach, a trainer where he ignites the individuals and business organizations, including SMEs and startups, to achieve their business goals, impact their social objectives, and bring meaningful purpose in their lives. He has been playing key roles in building brands and turning around businesses. Well, once again, welcome Rajesh on Real Talk with Dr. Reshma. Happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Reshma. Good evening to you and good evening to all the viewers here. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's really seems to be a real talk because after that conversation we had and the way you've captured everything, and you've been very modest in introducing me. I don't know if I'm credible enough to be responsible for that, but yes, you've captured a lot of things extremely well, and I compliment you for that.
Thank you, Rajesh. And it's a pleasure. The pleasure is ours, all ours, to have you today with us because I know, are going to learn a lot from you. So, Rajesh, tell us a bit about your journey. How did you land up in these leadership roles? How did you really get into the corporates and brought out your credibility in the corporate world?
How did I land up, right? So it seems today that it was all destined. My journey, as you said, last 3 decades, I was in the corporate at different business leadership roles, started from the ranks, did some selling on the ground paint, and then I was head of product management in Aisha, and then I was head of domestic marketing in Apollo Tires, and then headed the international business for them, grew it at a considerable level, and then at different roles that I you know was in. And so the journey has been extremely satisfying, I would say, enjoyable, and very contentful, and very learning and very enriching. So now I have bundled all this together, and I'm using my skill sets in the organization that I have founded with my wife. This is called March 4th People Craft. We craft people to March 4th to enable them achieve their business and personal goals. So that's our vision. And
Lovely.
the journey has been uh, not a sing song. It's been full of challenges and overcoming the challenges. It's been full of victories as well as some failures. It has been full of enjoyment throughout, and a lot of learning. So as I went ahead in my career, I learned a lot, tried to contribute as much as possible, and reached a level which gives me a lot of happiness.
Awesome, awesome, Rajesh. What a journey, what a journey. And from selling to actually telling people how to sell, right? So that has been your entire journey. And now into crafting people, right? And that is so important. So what, I mean, this looks like your second stint, the second inning, right? And of your career. And what really made you choose coaching as the next career in your life juncture?
Hmm. So this comes from personal experience, Reshma. What
Mm-hmm.
happened throughout my career when I was on the other side of the table? I was, say, hiring a trainer or a leadership intervention guy, not a coach at that time. Coaches were very few at that time. So I felt there was a need gap. I felt that the the trainers used to come, used to understand our needs to a limited level, and they used to spend some 1 or 2 days time or the assignment time and do their job and go away. Okay. And very few of them, those who really connected with the vision of our organization and the challenges that we were facing, for which we tried to hire those trainers and speakers and coaches also later. So those people who really connected with us, they appealed to me a lot, and I felt that they were the right people, and there was a still a huge gap, and that is the gap that Martforth People Craft identified. And because we are professionals, we have been there, done that in business leadership roles, sales to begin with, and later a lot of other roles, and HR advisory roles. And we felt that there was a need of coaches and business advisors who understand the real challenge, and then partner with the sponsors or with the organizations to solve those real challenges, rather than just spending 2 days or 3 days of the assignment time and then going away. So there is a follow through that happens in our organization, and we live the moment and live it for long. We do a continued relationship, and that is where I thought coaching is something that worked. So whenever I used to work with people, I found that success was comparatively easier to achieve, because you have, your products, your quality, your technology, and people as 2 3 important pillars of any business model. That's what I believe in. Whenever you work with people, the technology and the quality and innovation, etc., goes the distance. It really makes a lot of sense if people who are doing it are motivated enough to do it well. So the key lies in people, and the people who are there to envision a growth for your business, and the people who are there to implement those plans that you make for the growth. So when we started working with people, I realized that there are different leadership models, and I've been, I've had different kinds of bosses, different styles of leadership they had.
Right. Right.
So the one that I practiced and I really feel good about it is the situational leadership, where you have different recipe for different types of people. And coaching came very naturally to me, wherein I thought that in one style of leadership you have to wake up a person in the morning and tell him that this is what you have to do, and evening you report back to me what have you done. So that is a pure directive model. Okay. When the person is not driven from within to go and achieve their job. But I felt that was not a sustainable, and not that was not an enjoyable model at all. And what I found in coaching is that once the coachee or the team members who are a coach leader, they plan themselves, They understand the challenges of the organization, they align to the vision of the organization, and they understand the role they are playing in the achievement of the organization. When they do that, and then they plan their, you know way forward, then the buy-in is very good. And
Right.
when the buy-in is good, uh, the implementation is better, even better. And hence your chances of success in anything you do, a sales function, or a finance, or an HR, or operations, or whatever. If the buying of the role is good by any person, he or she puts in the best. And then
Right.
the person has the sense of timelessness. The person doesn't get tired of working, because she knows that she's the work that she's doing is doing something to the vision of the organization to which she's aligned to. And
Right.
that is the model, that got me into this. And then I said, you said starting with sales, and then business leadership, mergers and acquisitions, international business to a great extent, all
Mhm.
these skill sets that I acquired over the last 30 years, now I'm putting them together, and enabling people to achieve their goals, aligning them to the vision of the organization they are working in, and then putting it that smart chip. I call it putting a smart chip in the person, so that you don't have to wake him up in the morning, and you automatically the person gets up, knows what he's supposed to do through the day and the week and the years from now, and gets going. And that's how you contribute best to the organization. That's what we enable people to do.
Lovely, lovely, Rajesh. I mean, you've taken us through the entire thing so beautifully. I mean, amazing. So, Rajesh, when you're saying this, like I can see that how you're talking about crafting people, to get motivated, to be aligned. And these are very important aspects. Whenever we talk about professionals who are working at leadership roles, they need to be aligned, and that's where they feel their purpose is being fulfilled. Many of
Yeah.
us feel that, oh, this is not my purpose, I'm not. And that alignment, which we say, with the vision of the organization, with the goals of the organization, is very important. And as a leader, it's very important for leaders to have this entire aspect of being able to craft people, and that
Yeah.
you beautifully shared here, Rajesh.
Mhm.
So Rajesh, I just want to ask you, you're like talking about coaching in emotional leadership, for emotional leadership. So just tell us a bit about that, Rajesh.
So emotional leadership is something that uh, gives a lot of importance to the person, the being of the person. So every person has got their challenges, inner challenges, and they are affected by the outer world. And if there is a leader who understands the challenges of the people, and then enables a space around that person, so that the person is the awareness is raised to a particular level, and then the person thinks well for himself. Okay. And that is where the entire format is based on. And that is how we approach it. We connect to the people, and get into the psychology of why the person would do what he's supposed to do, and give a space of security, a non-judging environment, wherein you just have to do a presence of yourself by asking the right questions, and enabling him see something which gives a 360-degree perspective of what is it that good, what is the good that is going to happen if the person acts in a particular manner, and what is something that will not so good if the person does not take that action. And if the answer comes in from the person, as we know about coaching, you also know about the basic principles of coaching. If the answers come from the person, uh, you straight away touch the right chord.
Right.
And then there is breakthrough uh, achievement, and sustainable change, a change that happens for good. A trainer comes and trains because he knows something and he tells you that,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know something, this is how it's supposed to be done. And you learn it, and then half of it you forget after some time. But a coach will ask you the right questions and enable you design your own plan. I mean, co-create a plan with you. So the bind the change that happens, or the approach tweaking that happens for good. And that goes the distance. That really makes a lot of difference, not only in the personal the professional life, but also in the personal life. And at times we have seen that when we do the business and executive coaching, it starts with a corner room but ends up uh, to the psychology of the person who's sitting in the corner room.
Right.
There could be business challenges, but business challenges could be because of a poor understanding or lesser understanding of people in the business, the people who are enabling that business happen. So it ends up into, you could say, a life coaching, although I'm not a life coach, but it falls in the gamut of coaching. And through that route, the business solutions are also uh, achieved in a big way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So when we say, emotional leadership, I mean, as like the theories based on emotional leadership, it's very important for any leader to, know that effective leadership to, execute that effective leadership. It's very important. So how do you think it helps the leaders and the business thrive? Because
Hmm.
anybody today is looking for their personal growth or the professional growth. So
Yeah.
how will this really help them achieve that?
Hmm. So if you're talking about business, right, and if you
Yeah.
look at the industrial revolutions, go to that day. And when in the industrial revolution started happening in UK, that coal miners, etc., that time something called PQ was important, which is a physical quotient. So the person who was working hard was the person in demand. Okay, so physical quotient was very high. But after some time, the person who was intelligent enough to handle a lot of people, he showed that intelligence quotient, and then he became the leader.
Right.
Okay. And then going forward, there was a time of, or there is a time of social media. So we have communication, emails, web, information, and very, very, fast and easy information flow, etc. And we are all present in the social media. So the social quotient, how you behave in the social media, not only in the electronic social media, but in your society, in your friend, amongst your friends, amongst your family, your employees or team, etc., that became very important. And a leader who was good in social quotient used to be revered on, and people used to follow that person, and people used to align to his goals, and then make their goals his goal, and the team used to do well. So finally, th- this is a time of emotional quotient. So PQ to IQ to SQ to EQ. Now emotional quotient, if you see all the big leaders, barring few, and I would not take names of big organizations in the US and India and everywhere, they are very high on emotional quotient. They know that, if you talk in the terms of Simon Sinek, start from your why. Now,
Why?
Martin Luther King started from the why, and he said that I have a dream. And at that
Yes.
time, there was no social media, and thousands and thousands of people came to attend his, discourse or a lecture about he had a dream of an equal world. So when you align people, and then you become a good leader. And how you can align? If you have a very, very strong emotional leadership. Essentially, emotional leadership is self-awareness. We know that Daniel Coleman,
Yes.
five
Yes.
tenets of emotional leadership is that self-awareness and how you manage self, and then social awareness and how you do the relationship management. So if you put all these together, you can be a very well accepted, respected, followed, and uh, not on a pedestal leader. And a typical example that a lot of people give is like MS Dhoni. You know, he is an emotional leader, and as it helps in sports. And your question was that how it helps in business. If there's a conflict, and the emotional leader comes into play, he will exactly identify why the conflict is, what are the motivators, or what are the uh, areas of conflict between two people, and then do the right stuff to manage the conflict. If there is a growth plan that is happening, he will understand what does it take, and without getting flustered about the challenges and the shortcomings of the team, he will build the team, he will build the resources, he will enable people, he will rally with people to achieve results.
Right.
So any area you pick up, even if there is a short project of say finance project of increasing cash flow. Now, if align the right people who are responsible for cash flow, and get them to understand that if you improve the cash flow, this is how you are going to, the organization is going to gain, and this is how you are also going to gain, because you are helping the organization achieve its particular goal on the project. Or it could be any, HR project, or operations, or even strategic area, etc.
Right. Right.
It really helps. It really helps, and that's been my experience, and that is what we have signature programs to do this. We
True.
help create emotional inspirational leader. We add that word as well. Emotional
Right.
inspirational leadership.
Awesome, awesome, Rajesh. Really nice. I mean, you've taken us through it very beautifully. So now I just want to ask you a small question because
Yeah.
I think all the viewers also must be really waiting to ask this question to you. That you've been at the pinnacle of your career, right? Where you said like mergers, acquisitions, and leading it from the front, right? And I want you to tell us that I'm sure you've had challenges,
Yeah.
right? You faced, because I think all of us learn from the mistakes we've done and try to overcome those challenges very beautifully. And I would want you to tell us such one incident where you faced a challenge as a leader and you were able to use emotional intelligence and rock it.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the big challenges that I faced was getting into international business. So when I got this opportunity, I was advocating that our organization should play in the international arena, because 97% of the market was outside India, and India was only 3% of the potential. Then a challenge was thrown to me that would you like to go and try your how you can swim in those international waters. So I took up that challenge, and I did not know anything about international business. So the organization was good enough to support me, and provide me all the tools all the resources that was required to uh, wet our feet first, and do the right things, understand how India was looked upon by the world, and then develop products which was at that level of the global standards, and then develop the distribution channel across the globe, the right distribution channel which believed in building brand and selling because of the quality of the goodness of the brand, rather than just a few dollars profit here and there. So selection of those distribution network, doing away with a few who did not believe in this, and then value adding in their business uh, was a big challenge. And thankfully, with little wisdom that I had till that time, I could overcome those challenges and enjoyed thoroughly, also at the same time. And it did a lot of good to the organization, and it did a lot of good to me.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so now we move on to a rapid fire trivia round.
Oh, is it?
And yes, we are going to move there. So I want you to share your best advice you have given as a business coach.
Okay, so The best advice that I have given is something that I, in fact, the two advice that I give. So the first, and it's like the advice that I give to myself as well, is that believe in yourself, believe in your product, believe in your capability, and get that confidence from there. And if you do anything with that confidence, believing in yourself, you will succeed. And that is the advice that I give to myself, and I give to the business organizations also. If you don't believe on it, please work on it. Make sure that your products, your services, whatever you're doing, you should believe in it. And the second one is, a belief which my organization also has, is that it is not what you say you are, it is what you do and behave. So you may say anything in your website. You can say that you make the world's best products. But if you're not making the world's best product, and you're not behaving like, make manufacturers the best product or service, then people would find that, you know, bluff immediately. So you're not what you say you are, but you are what you do and behave, is the mantra.
Yes, and I think all the viewers are listening and they'll be happy to get these one pay one free. So we got two mantras from you. Right? We got two best advices that you've given, and that we also will definitely follow that. Believe in yourself. And viewers, it is very true what Rajesh is talking. It all starts from that belief. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. Only then you'll be able to convince the world that you're doing well and you will grow. So that's something I think everybody needs to follow. And what Rajesh said about the second one also is amazing. I'm repeating it so that everybody really understands it, that you are what, not what you say, but what you do and behave. And that's very important, because it all falls down to that being that authentic person. You're not saying something and doing something else. You are falling true to what you're saying. So please remember that. Awesome, awesome.
Exactly.
I want to little try to explore this business thing also from you. What is that one effective solution you would use to mitigate any challenge whenever you are in the process of expansion of business or making your business, spreading your business? So what is that one thing you would want to use as a solution?
You should have good products, good technology, good innovation, good people to, implement all that. This is a good profitable business model. But one thing which is very simple but very difficult to do is to have a win-win approach. So not only business, even if you think about relationship, and because you're talking about business, I take the example of any business situation. If you have a win-win approach, if you are doing a merger or acquisition or a collaboration or a relationship or a distribution or whatever, the other person should also win with you, and then the magic happens. If you win and the other person goes away leaving a lot of things on the table and feeling dejected and disappointed, then it's a very temporary win. The relationship doesn't go for ahead, and then there will be a time when he comes back and he takes his pound of flesh. So you should have a win-win relationship. If you are dependent on a supplier, a vendor, he should have his profit and you should have your quality both. If you are providing product to your distribution network, they should earn their profit and you should earn the value of your brand, both. If you love somebody, the love should be, there to enjoy, and to be enjoyed by both, in relationship or anything, friendship, spouse relationship, you know anyone. So win-win is the mantra that I think is very important.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. Another question coming your way is, what is the right attitude one should have when one wants to grow in life, in career, and growing your business, whatever, but just one right attitude?
uh the willingness to learn and implement. So if you think that you know everything, you need to tweak your approach. Learn as much as possible at whatever age from whoever and in any circumstances. If you are good in a particular thing, particular skill or an art, let your goodness travel the distance so much that people look up to you for that particular skill or art. And that you can do by learning all the time, all the time. That
Right. And I think
is very, very
leaders are learners, right, Rajesh? They need to
absolutely.
keep learning and keep upgrading themselves, their skills. You can't say that you've attained a degree and that's it now, end of the
Yeah,
world. No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that you keep learning.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you're right. You're right. I met a lot of leaders today when I do this leadership development program or I coach them. There are a few who come with a attitude that okay, let me see what you have to tell me, and there are some who learn, and then I am able to give, and then I learn as well. You know why I learn while giving. So
Right.
every time any interaction, you learn. Like today I have learned from you. The topic of your show is real talk, and this is real talk. I mean, every time I've seen your videos and I've spoken to you, you are real, and that's a learning. You have to be absolutely real, and that's how you named it, and so your name is so credible. My
Thank you.
compliments. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank
Excellent.
you so much, Rajesh. Thanks for that. Yes. So now coming to the last question. You are a busy man. You've got loads to do, your coaching, your training, you're doing so many things at a time. Now, I want you to tell me what is your mantra of life which helps you maximize in every area of your life?
Well, as I told you, that I advise people to believe in themselves. So I believe in that as well, that I should believe in myself in whatever circumstances. So my power mantra, if you may like to call it so, is to believe in yourself. Have that confidence. Skill yourself, believe in the skill that you have. If you don't have it, work on it, but keep believing. If the moment you doubt on your capability, then your game slows down, and then you
Right.
have to put in that extra effort to first overcome that slow speed, and then get that speed to go ahead and achieve something. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Rajesh, for giving us these nuggets of wisdom. And I mean, we've got so many that we are going to collect it and keep it and treasure it forever. So, thank you so much for really sharing your knowledge, whatever your experiences have been, and giving us these advices that are going to really help us change our lives and help us in each area, personal and professional. So, thanks a lot for being a part of Real Talk. I'm so happy to really be here with you today.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Reshma. You've been very modest, and I really compliment you for the way you make people talk, and though you made me talk. And I put in my effort to share as much as I could, which I do in my organization, and that is helping people all over.
Thank you. And you lovely souls out there, hope you have gained a lot of value from the talk today and you are going to implement all that we've spoken about. So believe in yourself, have the confidence, and become a learner, upgrade your skills to really make a niche for yourself in your life and your career. Please show your love and encouragement by liking, commenting, and sharing. We are more than happy to get suggestions on topics you would like to be covered. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So please do that as soon as possible. As usual, we promise to always keep it real. Bye for now. Take care and see you in the next episode. Love and light to all. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Bye.